Alright, going to be trying something different here. This is going to be about practicing. That's right, today we're talking about practice. So, if you've watched any videos on my channel, you've probably seen me comment many times that I'm doing a bad job of map awareness. So, I'm playing some games here. I'm doing it on the ladder. You could also do it with a practice partner, even just in a custom game. I don't care about my ladder rating. It's not that important. It's fake points. Who cares? So I'm playing on the ladder under live game conditions. My goals in the game, it's not going to be about whether I win or lose. It's going to be about that I am keeping map vision. So my goals here are that I keep tabs on whichever base I expect my opponent to take next. So after their natural, which I normally verify right away, because my first Overlord tends to see that, I will try to keep it on anywhere they could take a third base. Then as the game gets more toward the mid game, I try to also keep tabs on every base so they are not putting hidden expansions somewhere. I also want to hold the watchtowers for as much of the game as possible. And I want to evaluate my success or failure on this based on those parameters, not on whether we're going to lose the game. I want to play a long enough game that I have time to practice map vision. So that means I don't want to attack before my +1 finishes, because that will at least get me a medium length game, if not into a longer game. I'm going to do a standard opening for whatever matchup I get. It's going to be a hatchery first, because I'm not interested in doing aggression. If I've told off my opponent's aggression, that's okay. Hopefully I can use the minimap to see that. So I'm going to go ahead and click to queue up on the ladder, as Zerg as always. So the goals are to see the map as well as possible. So keep tabs on your opponent's next base. Try to follow up scout. So about every minute or so, after 4 minutes, should be trying to find out what your opponent is making in their base. This is against Terran, which is a matchup I struggle with. If they drop play against me, I'm very bad against it. Partly from not watching out, partly because I don't do a good job of controlling my army, and those things are actually related. Because I need to just unbind my F2 key, so I might do that at some point soon. So I learn proper habits. It's really hard to untrain bad habits. We're not worrying about that right now. We're looking at the map vision thing. This is going to be the first game I play under these parameters. I'm going to jam about 10 more over the next couple days, and we're going to see if over those 10 games things have improved and what needs to still improve.
We require more minerals. You need more minerals. In my day,
got the bra in there from the Terran. Not just good luck, have fun. Good luck, bra. It's kind of funny. Alright, so we're going to send this one's going to chap on that base. We have our first scout here. I want to just see that there's a base up here and move it over to the high ground so it doesn't get shot down. I sometimes end up losing that Overlord against the Terran somewhat needlessly. Okay, so the plan here is hatchery first, then the gas and the spawning pool. And I actually made one too many workers there for this, but I don't think it's going to be the end of the build, because again, it's not about doing a perfect build here. It's about... Okay, so I want to make... No, I see I'm already on another ground. It's about keeping that map vision. So this is Terran, so my spawning pool I want at the back, or my gas I want at the back. My spawning pool I also want to block where the Reaper can go around it.
Not enough minerals. We require more minerals.
Okay, so things aren't going to line up quite perfectly. Oh, that was an SCV moving across the map. I saw that under one of my Overlords. So that could mean that something is up, but it could also just mean they're scouting. So if I see it here in my main base in a second, probably just means they're scouting. Okay, good. So it's likely not that they're proxying barracks or anything weird like that, I hope. Well, no, because I would see them trying to build a bunker out here with this Overlord. So that was actually good on sending that one to a smart place. Okay, sending this one over here to keep an eye on this base. So I'm going to have an Overlord positioned at both my opponent's potential thirds. Does this map have watchtowers on it? This map does not. Okay. One less thing I have to do this particular game. Since my build's not timed out perfectly, you see I don't actually have the gas I need for my Zergling speed on time. I don't have my base up on time to make both queens at the same time. But I'm still going to start a couple Zerglings. The only real practical place to jump up, I'm pretty sure, for Reaper is right over here in this map. At any rate, anytime I send... Okay, so... I see they are building on the low ground. That's good. I think I turned my Overlord around in time to get over the high ground. Yep, so they're going to have to use a scan or get a flying unit to see that. Oh, there's the Reaper.
A new queen has emerged. A new queen has emerged.
Let's make sure I actually make an Overlord since I've been managing to supply block on...
You're engaging the opponent.
Since I've been managing to supply block on 36 a lot lately, which used to only really happen on 44 for me. So I want to actually make sure that my Overlord also gets another... Once my one for 44 hatches. Okay, so we're going to send these guys out to some of the next bases around the map.
Enough energy.
Gonna make some more queens to be not dead.
We must spawn more overlords.
Okay, so I think this has actually been an okay third base. The other third base up the side of the map ends up dividing the map weirdly. The map's more intended to divide sort of diagonally here, and I had kind of misread that for a long time. Okay, make sure I don't get supply blocked. Okay, so they came over here, and what do they have that's letting them see this? Did I accidentally move it somehow? Okay.
A new queen has emerged.
Get this queen going on creep. Uh-oh, what did I miss? Okay, it's just the Reaper coming back in. So, actually, I want to start sending these Zerglings to various places around the map to just watch for anything incoming. So I'm going to do that.
Need more energy.
I'm going to start my layer because I really need to get some upgrades going. The Baneling Nest going. I'm a little bit late on all this stuff, which is why my money is getting so high. No, not freaking Hellions. Alright, they're going that way. My drones are going to run this way then. Gonna run my drones to my third. See, I used F2 there, and it took all my Zerglings off the map that were doing such a good job of being around on the map in useful places. Alright, well here's another queen coming up. Started the Baneling Nest. Okay. So we're going to grab these Zerglings. Alright, so only one queen there. I'm going to grab these two queens and keep expanding. I need to go and see what my opponent's actually doing in their base. Gonna make a bunch of drones because I don't see got supply block there.
Not enough Vespian gas. Price controlled.
Make some more Overlords. Oh, see, I made this gas and then haven't put anything in it.
We require more.
Okay, I need more gas to do what I'm doing.
Whoa, we need more energy, little guy.
Okay, so we're gonna grab the Zerglings once, and then after this, one not F2 anymore. I do need to see what my opponent is doing. So we're going to sacrifice that Overlord to find out. I'm going to replace it with another Overlord here. Don't see my opponent taking either third yet.
Evolution complete.
Alright, let's get some gas here.
You're under attack. Siege up.
Gonna make some Banelings. Gotta make the Hydralisk done here. Start the Baneling Speed upgrade. So many drones. Stop getting supply block too. Okay, so we're keeping eyes on the next things. Oh, there's something moving in the middle of the map. What is that?
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, I want to make another those to start getting our other upgrade. We want these guys all working on the rocks if we can. Don't really need the Banelings out there. They'd much rather be over here. Let's actually get some of these things moved. I am floating way too many minerals. Which probably means I didn't make enough Vespine geysers.
You require more Vespine gas.
Yep.
Mutation complete.
Spawn more overlords.
Okay, so, oh, see, my opponent did take this base. Starport, okay, 2 armories. Okay, that means mech. If you see more than 1 armory, your opponent is playing a mech-based army. Which means that I can probably make a hive here in a second. I'm literally just sending overlords all over the map because they don't always have a lot of anti-air with the mech army. So I want to just see as much as I possibly can. I'm doing a really bad job of not F2ing. Nope. And then that also means I want to start a 4th base up here. Okay, what did they kill over here? They did kill some of my drones. Okay, so I want some static defense against that, actually.
You're under attack. Siege up.
Unacceptable command.
Okay, let's see. Where can liberators be that's annoying? Let's go ahead and put those there. Let's go ahead and put one out here. I want to start the hive, start the spire, because I might need those for the late game. Oh, I never started the upgrades here. Okay, but there's a big Hellion run by. I have lost track of my army. That's really bad. Okay, back up, Hydras. I just want the Banelings out there.
Our forces are under attack.
So what are they actually using to...
Your forces are under
Okay,
attack.
that's fine. That's not the biggest of deals. I want to make sure that I keep hitting my injects.
Your forces are taking damage.
Didn't do a good job of making sure that my army is all together. I did not get my Hydralisk upgrade. Those guys are not moving fast enough. Wow, how am I this bad? Okay. So, I don't have tabs on this base right now. I haven't gone back and checked out what my opponent's doing. So I'm going to morph this into an Overseer and go find out. I'm going to try to make enough. Okay, let's actually rally some of this stuff someplace so I stop having this problem with my F2 that I shouldn't be using. Okay, they picked it off before I got to go see, because they have a sensor tower. Oh no, because I have 2 derp. Yeah, it's the other problem with F2. So we'll train that at some point. But right now we're just trying to keep map vision. So I have an idea of what's going on at most bases. Okay. Yes, that's alright. Siege tanks.
Hope you have an expansion.
Alright.
You're under attack. Siege up.
So I want to make a greater spire. I want to make a bunch of banelings.
So creative. Evolution. A new queen has emerged.
I am floating a lot of minerals because I am not at all practiced at this. But I'm doing a way better job of seeing what's going on the map. Look, there's their 4th base down now. So I know they have that. I think... Okay, so I want to make sure that I get up here and actually group my army up. I want to make more drones. I want to get my queen where I can grab it easily. Want the melee upgrade, that upgrade. Okay.
Need more energy.
So, as I do this, I want to also try to take another base, because I've got a ton of resources. I think this one probably makes the most sense, because I can do attack paths down it. Okay, so I'm going to move in here and see what my opponent is doing. So maybe not send the Overseer so far ahead. Let's roll my Banelings up this way. Hydras will do plenty of damage to kill that. Just reinforce. Okay. So I reset a lot of their army. Have a greater spire. I have a lot of gas. We're going to make corruptors and make them into broodlords. We're going to do that after this attack with some zerglings. Okay. Do I still have tabs on all the bases? I don't have a tab on this base. Where did I click my overlords to earlier? Up here, right? Alright, so I want to send them back to that base. I have tabs on a lot of the other bases. I want to put them just outside the vision range of the sensor tower. I want to move my creep out where I'm able here. Okay. Making some broodlords. Making some more corruptors. Okay, so we're going to actually back that up. They have Vikings, they have a Viking.
Insufficient Vespene gas.
Okay, we're going to try to come down here and actually get on top of their army. Alright, so I do have enough corruptors here to take out the Viking, and then I think my broodlords are going to be able to clean this up.
Hey, your base is running out of minerals back home. Vespene guys are exhausted. You need more minerals.
Alright, that is a lot of Hellions, and these guys don't shoot up. Or don't shoot down, rather. But I think my broodlords are going to be okay on this front. I just want to keep my corruptors where they can get incoming air units.
Drones are not enough minerals. You require more Vespene gas. Pull my finger, Artosis.
That is so many mech units.
Your forces are taking damage.
Ah, they killed my Baneling nest.
Hey, your base is under attack.
Alright,
It's a trap.
Baneling nest.
You require more.
Okay, my opponent left anyway. So, I'm going to go back and look at this purely for looking at the minimap awareness. Happened to win that game, that literally doesn't matter. I got a little bit too focused on the end game and wasn't paying attention to what I actually needed to pay attention to. Oh, I don't have the replay thing open to go all the way back without having just hit back a billion times, but that's okay. Can do that anyhow. Alright, game start. There we go. Okay, so I do my normal opener. I screwed up a little bit. I'm at one supply late here to get to my expansion, which then makes my build not quite line up perfectly here. It ends up not mattering. So I did spot that with my Overlord, which is great. I did send my second Overlord in a place that it could have seen if they were starting a bunker here. I'm not going to see it now, but if they had started it earlier, I would have seen it, which is good. I concluded correctly that they were just scouting with their SCV. Kept my Overlord from dying here, so I didn't get supply blocked. I do kind of a bad job of that later. Actually, you know, getting unsupply blocked. Okay, so the first time you normally want to scout is about 4 minutes into the game. So I'm going to pause it right now. See where I have Overlords. Which one's me? One? Yes. Okay. So I have an Overlord here. It's good. Spies on what's going out of the natural. Can almost see over to their part there. Have an Overlord here that can see. It's actually not quite far enough forward. Oh, it's still on its way. So it'll be able to see if this third base is taken. This Overlord can see if this third base is taken. And unless they really hug the very edge of the map with any flying unit, it will spot that leaving their base too. Which is what this Overlord's going to do as well, because it's going to end up over here. I think it actually gets so close it will see it even if it's hugging the edge of the map. So far, this one is looking okay at this point. Gonna keep checking on this about every 2 minutes. The one thing I do need to do is, at a little bit, 4 minutes or shortly thereafter, send something into their base and see what kind of tech they have going on, which I haven't done yet. So I would see, oh hey, they're making a third command center. That means they're not attacking me anytime soon if I had done so. Except for this little Hellion run by, which I think gets mostly defended. Yeah, they get one worker for that, which is completely not a problem. I could be doing better with my creep expansion here. Could be spreading a little bit more this way and a little bit more out this way right now. Could also make sure that I actually have one connecting my main base to my natural there. Okay, we went a little bit past 6 minutes, but that's okay. Can look at how is the map vision now. I did go and see what was in their base, which is good. I didn't actually live look at it, but I went and got the information after I saw both armories here, which says mech. I didn't even realize, oh hey, there's all these factories too, but the armories tell me the same information that seeing all the factories do. I still have this Overlord here, which can see their army and units moving here. I'm still keeping a tab on this next potential base. I am missing my Overlord here because I sent it through, so I hope I'm replacing that momentarily. I have some Overlords at other potential bases. These could be Zerglings. If I would stop using F2, I'm seriously going to unbind that key soon. Okay, I have Banelings. I'm letting my money get high. We're not worrying about that particular thing in this particular game. Because we're intentionally practicing having vision on the map. We're not practicing other things. Those are the things that can be fixed at a future time. We're not doing a rebounding drill at the same time we're doing a free throw drill. We're doing one kind of drill at a time. So this one is about seeing the mini-map. So, it's now just after 8 minutes. We're going to look at how the vision looks again. Again, my creep spread could be a lot better. That is part of vision, so I am going to actually say, hey, this should be further out, maybe by this base here. This should be up out this way or over this way. One of those two should have a creep tumor that's down here. Forward another couple of spaces from where it is. Should have connections still here. Now, potential next opponent's bases. I've seen that my opponent has this base. I still have tabs on this base. My army's running past that one. Can see this base. I can see, I don't quite have one all the way in the corner here or all the way in the corner here. I think they may be on the way. Yeah, this one looks like it's on the way there. So, I mostly see it. I have not gone back and looked at my opponent's base again, though, which I need to be doing. Okay.
That mineral field's gone. Don't spend it all in one place.
We do our back and forth here. Literally not watching it because that's not important. That's not what we're looking for here. Okay, so we do some fighting, skirmishing. I can see on the minimap I still have a lot of Overlords around. Going to get to the 10-minute mark, see how the vision looks again. So here it is at, got exactly 10 minutes this time instead of, well, 1 second after 10 minutes. So I have them at these bases. They have a sensor tower here. It's preventing me from having Overlords in that, which is okay. I can sort of infer that they're, well, see, they haven't even actually picked off this one yet, because I think it was actually just out of the sensor tower range. I should have really just left it there. But I'm watching this attack path. I'm watching the base over here, as well as the attack path with this one. Got one all the way in the corner, got one all the way in the corner. Got this one that watches an attack path on that base. This one watches further down the attack path. This one's watching this base. Doesn't actually have that great a vision of the attack path. I think I'm going to put over this high ground here, and that would be better. I guess I have to go to everyone cam for that to ping the minimap. Okay, but I largely am seeing what's going on the minimap here. The thing I could be doing better is going back and scouting what's in my opponent's base, because I still have only a little bit of information. I guess I did go back and see a few more factories at some point, but I don't remember when that happened. It wasn't something I noticed in the game during the live game. Alright, go back to our everyone cam, just watch the minimap, see if I see vision disappearing. Yeah, they start shooting them down with something there. We do some skirmishing. Again, not watching it. It's not important for what we're doing. So I still have Overlords. I see all the bases around here. Gonna look again at our 12-minute mark. Just ahead 12 minutes. So I have seen that they've got this base. I have seen all the places my opponent's bases, so that's good. I'm where they have a sensor tower, so I'm trying to keep vision just outside it, but it got gunned down. I do still have them, the Overlords at various spots on the minimap. As long as I have them here, I could really be putting creep down to prevent the Terran from taking the base until that creep dissipates. So that can be maybe a note for a future game, but that's not the important thing right now. So I do have tabs on all the bases that it's practical to. I can't really get to the one that's at their sensor tower. This one, maybe I could have another here, but because it's an attack path I'm likely to be using, I'm likely to have my army going back and forth on here. I should really still have an Overlord here. The creep is actually close enough to see that one. Alright. Speeding on through to the 14-minute mark, which I think is just before the end of the game. So my vision's all staying there. I still haven't gone back and seen the base here, and you see that's the exact attack path they come down, so I'm less ready than I could be. I also don't have my creep very far down the path, and I could have it much further than I do if I was much more on top of that. Alright, so here's going to be 14 minutes. Still got vision up here by this base. Got all the bases checked out. I even finally did put an Overlord on that attack path. And the one down here on this attack path. What I haven't been doing is going back and actually sending units in to see my opponent's base and look at their production and their setup to have an idea of what they are doing. Beyond some, oh, well, they're doing something back. Which I know because I keep seeing their army. If I could see maybe if they were trying to do a sky transition, if they had made a bunch more starports, I don't know that right now. So it could have been something that completely caught me off guard. Fortunately, it wasn't this game, but again, the point for this game was not winning and losing. It's to start practicing map vision. So I'm doing a little bit better map vision. I was losing some focus on things I can usually handle. Like my money was getting really high a couple times. This is the first game that I'm doing this practice. So over the next several times I'm playing Starcraft 2, I'm going to focus on the map vision. So after about 10 games, we'll look at that and compare it to this one. So that's going to be all for this video. So, you know, eventually the game ends. Doesn't matter who wins or loses here. So this is sort of my baseline of me first trying to get the map vision and actually do it.